Hello. So good to meet you at our global motivational meeting. We are reading World Scriptures book. This God's word that inspire billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the whole world. And will help you to just read this quote and practice daily. As we're reading this holy book from the beginning, please find all the chapters of Message to Billion channel. And let's see what God prepared for us today. Taking up the cross, sacrifice unto death. Jesus told his disciples, if any man would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. In accepting the true karma, may I abandon body, life, and property, and uphold the true karma. Jesus has many lovers of his kingdom of heaven, but he has a few bearers of his cross. Many desires his consolations, but few desire his tribulation. He finds many comrades in eating and drinking, but he finds few who will be with him in his abstinence and fasting. All men would joy with Christ, but few will suffer anything for Christ. Many follow him to the breaking of his bread for their body refreshment, but few will follow him to drink and drop of the chalice of his passion. Many honor his miracles, but few will follow the shame of his cross and his other ignominies. If it is better to suffer for doing right, if that is God's will, than to doing wrong. The master said, the determined scholar and the man of virtue will not seek to live at the expense of injury their virtue. They will even sacrifice their lives to preserve their virtue complete. Fish is what I want. Beer's pound is also what I want. If I cannot have both, I would rather take the beer's pound than fish. Life is what I want. Dutifulness is also what I want. If I cannot have both, I would rather take dutifulness than life. On the other hand, though the life is that I want, there is something I want more than life. That is why I do not cling to life at all costs. On the other hand, though that is what I love, there is something I love more than that. That is why there are troubles I do not avoid. If there is nothing a man wants more than life, then why should he have scruples about my enemies, so long as it will serve to keep him alive? If there is nothing a man loves more than that, then why should he have scruples about enemies, so long as it helps him to avoid trouble? Yet there are ways of remaining alive and ways to avoiding death to which a man will not resort. In other words, there are things a man wants more than life, and there are also things he loves more than death. This is an attitude not confined to the moral man, but common to all men. The moral man simply never loses it. Further, let's read quote from the second Messiah, Father, Son, and Moon. Jesus sacrificed himself in order to make the people worthy of receiving God's love, that the world might be lovable to God, even in that he remained completely faithful to his mission. If a religion arises that inspires its believer to voluntarily walk on the path of death, that Jesus walked, that religion will build the final foundation to defeat Satan's realm and save the world. Jesus willingly bore the cross to his death out of love for the world. A worldwide religion that is willing to walk the same path of sacrifice will become God's hope and Jesus' hope. A complaining person cannot go this way. A person who makes excuses cannot go this way. A person who puffs himself up will retreat from this way. It is the way of the cross that Jesus trod the shedding blood, the prolonging of Golgotha. What is a religious life? Religious people base their lives on a different philosophy from other people. They approach life with the attitude, regardless of my circumstances, I will not take the road to hell by acting for my personal benefit. For that is the devil Satan's foundation. Instead, I will take the public road to heaven, no matter what sacrifices it may entail. We seek to act as God acts and live for the sake of the public good. For the sake of the public good, God sacrificed his own family, sacrificed his own nation, and sacrificed his own world. Although God has all authority, he has endured immeasurable sorrow and suffering as he journeyed throughout history alone, ever seeking the public good, the welfare of humanity. Yet he accepted it all, never blaming anyone else or making excuses for himself. We need to understand that God stands in such a position because he is absolutely public-minded. He does not boast about what he has done. He does not boast that he has all worked to benefit others, working quietly to the end. God devoted himself entirely to public tasks until the day the public world is completed. The more difficult the task, the more blessing comes. Right now, what I miss the most is being tortured in prison and vomiting blood. Your bodies should resonate with God's vibration, but they cannot because they are stuck to Satan's stony rock. You must be shaken loose from that rock if you are to be free to resonate with God. That is why religions teach us to sacrifice, practice asceticism, and do penance. Why? It is to cut off all satanic attachments and become God's resonant counterpart. So far, the basic error of religion teaching has been this. Though religion has taught the basic value of sacrifice and service, it has valued the sacrifice mainly for the purpose of receiving salvation. The purpose of self-sacrifice ought to be to liberate God and humankind. People have been ignorant of this truth. Instead of sacrificing for the selfish purpose of attaining a high place in heaven, we should sacrifice for God and humankind. The purpose of sacrifice determines whether a believer religion's path ends up being good or evil. This is our motto. Let us go forth with the heart of a parent in the shoes of a servant, shedding sweat for the earth, tears for humankind, and blood for heaven. Why do we need this motto? The eternal God has been weeping countless tears as he seeks to eradicate the path of pain, path of sorrow, and the path of death. As God has shed his sweat, tears and blood first today, we should take up that task in his place. I working to accomplish this task oblivious to train and to rain and snow. Night falls, walk was like down, and I would even forget to eat. I could not take things lightly because I knew God and felt the serious responsibility that comes with knowing God more than anybody else. I knew how sorrowful God was, thus even if my body were torn apart, crumbled into dust and blow away, all those scattered cells could still cry out as God's cells. I grabbed with this path of death, accepting it as a worthy death for a man. So powerful quotes for today. If you have difficulties, please watch one more time this video, share this video as the end this billion happy life subscribers marathon. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become a member of this Heavenly Parents Holy community globally. The contacts are below. Stay happy, healthy, turn on suggested playlists, and listen God's words all the day. Stay blessed. See you tomorrow with more powerful quotes. Yours, Nicolae Cirpala. Bye-bye.